So today I'm going to be showing you a book I literally just bought now, come home from got from the charity shop, and this is a book on World War II. And when I was looking through it, some of the pictures aren't the best, not really much in the way of all sized pictures and black and white. But book for the kind of artwork I do, books on war are usually very helpful and essential. So, because obviously you've got bits like this of weaponry, you can usually find ones of bombs. This is one of the Second World War. So if I ever wanted, to do something where I was talking about fascism, which is becoming quite apt right now, I think something like this is very useful. And this is a very chilling picture. It is also very useful. That is a fantastic anti-war picture. It's gruesome, but if you understand what I mean, it's very good for that. Even something like that, if you were to do something about fascism at home, and you've got a nice a 1950s Americana type picture, looking out the window, something like this. Winston Smith has done stuff like that. And there was one he did where it was on the back of the In God We Trust Incorporated EP cover, where it's a couple of old ladies in the 50s looking outside the car, and outside the window, he replaced what was outside the window with a picture of a Klan rally. So that kind of thing. And here you've got munitions, which are always good for my kind of artwork. A war cemetery is always good to hammer home the point, and pictures of bombs are always good for what I do with anti-war stuff. So the maps are not quite as useful, but the main problem is most of these are black and white, so it limits what I can do. But sometimes it does actually it's good to have the war part of it black and white, because if you are doing a situation where they're going through, where someone's looking through a window from somewhere nice and looking at somewhere bad, it's sometimes almost quite good that they're black and white, because it shows the stark, it makes the contrast a lot more stark. So bombed out areas are good as well for those kind of images. Bombers flying overhead, because these will be fairly useful for one particular piece that I'm planning on doing. So that's good for something I'm going to want to do potentially. It's a shame this is so obliterated as black and white, because you don't see the detail in this picture. This is a great picture of Allied. You would cut, I suppose the term is propaganda, but you only like to use the term propaganda if it's the side you're opposed to. But there's no other way to use it. Morale boosting work, and some other very bad pictures of people being hung. So the naval ones aren't quite so useful for what I do. It's mostly aerial stuff, because obviously a lot of warfare these days are aerial. It's harder to come up. It's harder to, because when you're doing some artwork like this that is making a point, you want to make it the point as simple as possible. So like a plane dropping a bomb is hits home a lot more than a ship firing its guns. This is good because I can replace the sky with something. What in this case, and I would invert. Usually, I invert pictures of the fact of I get something a bit more pleasant and invert it into something silly and more harsh, even with something harsh. Here, this is something the harsh thing. I would probably invert that with something silly that would still be dark, but it would have it would have a dark sense of humour. So here you've got about the Eastern Front. So these are all very good pictures. I mean, this is good. if you're going to do anti-war stuff, so this is a good ones where one of the good ones where it's good to I wouldn't often at least build a my main piece from this, but this is a good one where I'd find the little bits that go in. So and things like that. I mean, that's almost like a record cover in itself. Very bleak one. Getting towards the end of the war. One thing that I noticed about this, because it was talking about a lot of the war, and it says talk about the war in the Far East. It talks about the end of the war. One of the only one that I've seen of these. I mean, I did just leaf through it, so I may see it now soon. Is nothing about the atomic bombs, which is very strange. So you've got that at the end, and nothing. So it's the last thing you got. U.S. troops prepared to assault Japan, and there's no. I mean, if I was to read it, it would have mentioned about the. It would have mentioned about the. Yeah, it does mention here about the atomic bomb, but usually you'll get a picture of the devastation or of the bomb. Ideally, it would be good to have pictures of the bombs because, like I said, they're always useful for my artwork. So I'll see what I can put together that I will make using these, and then hopefully this will add to my. There's an unfortunate term because it's about war, but add to my arsenal. But it'll add to my toolbox and my palette, so forth. Let me know what you think, and like, share, and subscribe. The description has my link tree, which is my merch links and my socials. And I shall speak to you soon. Thank you.